Hello, everyone. Welcome to week 2 of Health Science 202 for spring 2018. Thank you to everyone who was able to introduce themselves in our forum. If you haven't had a chance to do that, please go ahead and post in the forum. Although it's too late to get credit for your post, it's still important to introduce yourself to the rest of the class. One of the components of this course is a group project, so it's helpful to know who else is in the class, particularly when we're 100% online and unable to see our classmates in person. So thank you to those who were able to do that. I did want to let everyone know that grades have been posted for that initial forum post. So if you didn't post by the deadline, you still got some partial credit through when I graded. I really emphasize meeting deadlines in this class. As a former business major and someone who worked in consulting professionally for 5 years, I want to impart the importance of meeting deadlines and following directions and instructions and all of that. It's not that I want to take away your autonomy and creativity and whatnot, but it's really key to remember those rules so that going forward, as you're providing patient care, as you're applying for grants, as you are doing all the little things that are required on the administrative side, that you don't miss out on opportunities for funding, you don't negatively impact patient care and all those things. So I'm particularly strict about it, but you're not gonna fail an assignment because you didn't follow something. It's more like if you didn't follow a file name convention, maybe you get a point knocked off or something. So if you're confused about anything, it's best to send me an email in advance of the assignment. Do not email me the day that the assignment is due. Try to send something a few days in advance, just to clarify. So this week, make sure that you read chapters 1 on the U.S. healthcare system generally, chapter 2 on categories of health services, and read pages 79 to 81 in chapter 6 on career planning. These three selections from your textbook will really lay the foundation of what does U.S. healthcare even look like, and just a taste of what career planning is about. Additionally, your first assignment, the Personal Goal Plan Part 1, which is due on Saturday, February 3rd, is something that you should be working on if you haven't started already. So let me go ahead and show you a little bit of what that looks like. So last week you saw week 1. This assignment here, PDA Personal Goal Plan Part 1, due Saturday, February 3rd, has been slightly updated. We did have a student question about whether to respond in boxes or whatever, and so I included an example from the Passion Roadmap, an example on passionplanner.com. So you can kind of see an example here of what that might look like. There are instructions, number 6, to put it into your planner. You do not have to submit that to me. I do not want to see that, but in order to really make sure that you're following through on your intentions for the semester, make sure you're putting it into your calendar, whether you use a physical planner or Google Calendar or whatever. I really encourage you to put those dates into your calendar. So that is due on Saturday. And this is week 2. So as I mentioned, these are the chapters to read and the professional development assignment, which is due. It's 15 points, your first professional development assignment. But there are also lecture videos in here as well. So aside from watching this intro video, there is week 2, lesson 2. I did want to point out that this lecture was from a prior professor. So if you're like, whose voice is this? It's not mine. So just watch through 20 minutes and 25 seconds. After that, the professor goes into a previous assignment for goals, which we've replaced with a passion roadmap. Additionally, we have week 2 lesson. This is from fall semester, so around 13 minutes, I do mention a speaking event for extra credit that is no longer on the table since it passed. So just disregard that part. The rest of it is relevant. And there's no discussion post this week. Right now, just focus on watching the videos, reading the chapters, and submitting the personal goal plan part 1. I did want to provide additional insights or perspectives as you start the semester. Over the weekend, I attended an event at UCLA held by the David Geffen School of Medicine. It was the 22nd Health Symposium, Healthcare Symposium. So this is the program from that event. But I wanted to share something that really stood out to me. So the keynote speaker was Dr. Mindy Fullilove. She is actually a professor over at Columbia. Dr. Mindy Thompson Fullilove is a professor of urban policy and health at the New School. At the New School. So she used to be a professor in clinical psychiatry and public health at Columbia. So she's done a lot of work, particularly in the area of urban health. And so this year's topic for this healthcare symposium was gentrification and health. And so as this is a health science course, I do want to remind folks that health isn't just about the hospital, right? There are so many other determinants of health. And as Dr. Fullilove shared during the symposium yesterday, she had 3 main takeaways. Health is not produced by healthcare, it is produced by a healthy society. So keep that in mind as we start to get into different social determinants of health and thinking about what are all these things outside of the hospital that influence health. There is not there, no them. Ecosystems include everybody and everything. So really the world is so interconnected. Different policies in public services may end up influencing homelessness and the spread of HIV, as happened in New York in the 80s. And really, I subscribe to this belief that everybody influences everybody else. So it's not let's just care about our own community as the human race, although we have our different cultures and different histories. It's really together that we are able to create the situations for optimal health. And so on that vein, since you can't give back to someone else, you can only be a piece of humanity. So you can't necessarily give back. It's more like contributing to the betterment of all of society. So just wanted to leave you with that. When you think about health, really, it's more than just a job, right? These are people's lives, and whether they're inside a hospital, whether you see them out in the community, or even in a clinic, right? Like, they have the rest of their lives that you don't see. So I encourage you all to treat patients and clients and the folks that you interact with as full humans. So that is all for today's video. Go ahead and watch the other videos and shoot me an email if you have any questions. And please drop by to KHS 115 if I haven't met you in person yet. Thank you.